Hi, and welcome to the Word of the Week. This week's word is fundamental. Now, fundamental by definition is forming or relating to the most important part of something, the central idea, the issue of central importance. And I think a lot of times we have so many things going on in our lives that we lose track of the fundamentals. Recently in class, I was asking my students to think about what is the most important thing that in your mind about what you're doing. What is the thing that defines it? What is the foundation? What is the core? What is the fundamental of what we are trying to accomplish? And everybody gave me their list, and it was all different. Everybody had different words, different ideas of what it is that they're trying to do. And then my response to them was, okay, great. Now we're going to practice, and all I want you to focus on is that idea. Think about it, meditate on it in your movement, and do your best to embody that. And so if someone said, oh, my practice is about, relieving my stress, well, that's what you want to focus on. If my practice is about increasing my strength, okay, well then focus on that. Make sure that everything you're doing is in alignment with that fundamental issue. And I think this is where we get into trouble a lot of times in our lives. We kind of get sidetracked because we start to think about all the peripheral things, and they're great when they're used in support of the fundamentals. But when we make the peripheral the fundamental, we've kind of shifted things. Now, if you've shifted what you want to accomplish, well, by all means, make that your fundamental. But if your reason for practicing whatever it is that you do, if your reason for any of the actions you do are based on some fundamental, some basic principle, just make sure that everything is in support of it. Because if it's not, then you are sidetracking yourself. So when we get into trouble, a lot of times we want to look for quick fixes. We want to look for, changing these things on the periphery. When really what we always have to do is go back to the fundamentals. Go back to the basics. Now, as we're winding up the year here at the Martial Arts School, I've already told our new graduating black belt that next year, beginning of the year, we're focusing on fundamentals. It's not going to be, oh, cool, I just got my black belt. We're going to learn all these cool new things. No, we're going to go back to basics. And we're going to really, really tighten those things up. We're going to make them really, really solid so that we can move forward with the more cool and exciting stuff. But it always, for me, comes back to what is the most essential. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to encourage you to think about that in all the areas of your life. Think about what are the fundamental things in your practice, in your relationships, in your job, and whatever it is that you do. What is the most important or the most important things about what you're doing? And make sure that all of your actions are in support of those fundamental principles. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Hope to see you next week.